welcome back to my channel. I am Rita from Rita Ventures Group Cruising, and I am your travel advisor. But this week's video is going to be a new destination showdown. And this one is, we're going to compare ocean cruises to river cruises. I did talk about a little bit of the differences last week in my motion sickness video, but I wanted to go ahead and compare some of the benefits of both sides. So let's get started. Alrighty, so on an ocean cruise, you're obviously going to be sailing on big bodies of water, such as an ocean, or this can also include seas like the Mediterranean or the Caribbean. Something else to note is that the amount of sailors on board can be anywhere from 600 to 6,000 or more passengers on a ship. Some of my favorite features of ocean cruising are the onboard areas. They are just getting so inventive with all the things that they put on these ships now. Because there's more ship tonnage, that means they can put more things on the ship. So these things can include escape rooms. That was a lot of fun. Ice skating rinks, race cars, and also conference centers for larger groups that are wanting to put on any retreats or educational things, seminars, or crafting groups that want to get together. The possibilities are endless what you can do in those conference centers on board. The number two, but it's one of my most favorite things, is the grand stage entertainment that you can get on an ocean cruise. And I just love theater, musicals, Broadway, and while there are a lot of not off-Broadway, but they are Broadway style shows, they also now are buying the rights for Broadway shows. So you will see Mamma Mia, Cats, what was the one? I saw Grease on a ship. So many amazing, Jersey Boys is now on a ship. Legally Blonde is on a ship. I was like, what's the pink one? The pink one. So there's so many amazing opportunities for you to see amazing stage shows. Not only like Broadway, because I know Broadway shows aren't everybody's things, but if you like magicians, comedians, jugglers, you name it, there is definitely some form of variety show on board. And my number three favorite thing is all the extensive eating and shopping you can do. Because there's so much extra tonnage, there's so many more things you can do. So on my last big cruise ship, I ate at Jamie's Italian, amazing truffle sauce for pasta. It was so good. Where else did I eat? I ate some place called Wonderland, which is very inventive dining. I always love dining at the steakhouse on board. I've been on a teppanyaki restaurant. Also Brazilian steakhouse. There are so many things. These cruise lines are going crazy amazing with what they are doing with their onboard offerings. Then also shopping. Tiffany's is now on ships. I'm trying to think. I think there's Michael Kors at sea. Kate Spade is at sea. There's a lot of amazing brands. If you are not a high-end shopper, you can also get the typical cruise fare, jewelry, alcohol. So many amazing shopping that you can do on board. It is super fun. And then, so those are my top three things for being on an ocean cruise, or the things that I look forward to with being on an ocean cruise, is the onboard areas and the inventive ways that they use them, grand stage entertainment, and so many venues to eat and to shop. So now we're going on to the river side. What are my favorite features of being on a river cruise? And river means just that. You're sailing on the Mississippi, on the Danube, on the Chobe rivers, and some other magnificent rivers of the world. And so I said onboard sailors can be between 600 to 6,000 depending on the size of an ocean cruise. This one, it will max out at 150 to 200 passengers on a river cruise. Now, my favorite feature because of that, I mean, these are all my favorite features, but what directly correlates to having less passengers on board is that the crew is able to get you to know you so much better. So you have a higher personalized experience on board. Number two is, or maybe I should do number two, you're closer to the city centers. So when you're on an ocean cruise, you can like park here at the port and you have some shopping, but if you want your excursions, you need to drive out about an hour or so. Summer's not that far, but let's take Rome, for instance. You do need to drive an hour, maybe more. I'm gonna need to brush up on that. But I know it's definitely at least an hour to get into like where you want to go to the Colosseum, Basilica, and all that jazz. Whereas if you're traveling by river, which there's not a river for Rome, but if you're traveling by river, for example, like Austria, or Budapest is an even better example. So in Budapest, you stop right there and you just walk and you're right there. Right there is the city center. You can see magnificent, I don't believe they're called basilicas. No, maybe they are basilicas. Words are not my forte right now. But you can see, I believe it's St. Matthew's Church, St. Matthias. And then at Christmas time, the Christmas markets are right there. You don't have to take a tour. You can just walk right off the ship and get there. So that's one of the benefits of being on a river ship. And one of the last of my favorites to even it out at number 3 is excursions are included. Yes, you do not have to spend extra. You can, but you don't have to include extra money because there is at least one excursion included on each day of your river cruise. Now, some amazing cruise lines do 2 to 3 included excursions. You just have to work with your amazing travel advisor who can set you up with one of those cruises so you don't miss out. Now, there are optional excursions. They're either longer or they're more, it's a richer experience that do require a separate fee. They're not mandatory, you don't have to, they are optional. So being on my first river cruise, of course I was going to take some optionals because I wanted to see the different experiences I could tell you about. And one of the really fun ones was going to an opera house. Oh no, I'm going to mess this up. Rita, you're going to mess this up. I think it was going to an opera house. I don't know the exact location. What I do know is that the orchestra played for us all the symphonies of Bach and Mozart. Oh gosh, I'm going to mess that up too. Definitely Mozart. I think Bach, because they're both Austrian composers. I think. If you know, just comment below and be like, Rita, you told me this up, or Rita, you got this right. Not only did we get to hear the music, but there were also singers and dancers. So all those added components, layers, definitely something that you have to do because you're in, that is where all this originated. All these famous musicians from centuries ago that created these beautiful melodies. You have to experience it at least once in the birthplace of where these melodies were created. So that is something that is optional. It comes with a fee, or you have to pay a fee, but it's definitely worth it. Now, the included excursions are flippin' amazing also. Around Budapest, you get to just see a tour. You get to go into one of the markets, do some shopping. It is very fun and very educational when you do the tours. Some tours include wine tasting or visiting a vineyard. So there's lots of different variety, but the most important part is that they are included for you on a river cruise. So my favorites for river cruising were personalized service because it's smaller. You're closer to the city centers, and excursions are included. All right. All right. Now is the moment. So, what stands out the most to me? You know, if I closed my eyes and I pictured where I would want to go, yes, there are a lot of places that an ocean cruise will take me, but I think for motion sickness, for me personally, motion sickness symptoms, I'm gonna have to go with river cruising. Not only that, you get to see multiple countries, not even that, like multiple cities within one country while you're on a river cruise. And as I had mentioned before, it's not just the city centers. There were so many things that we passed by on my first river cruise that are they're just fascinating elements that you get to add. Like, I learned what mistletoe was. I didn't know what mistletoe was. I just heard that in the song. I got to see swans swimming. I got to see castles from the river. I got to see vineyards, grapevines from the river. I got to see fisherman shacks from the river. It is just so fascinating and an experience unlike I've ever had in an ocean cruise. Because when you're on an ocean cruise, what do you see? It's a whole lot of water. It's a whole lot of water until you get to your destination. So the journey is definitely more fantastic when you're on a river. So this is why river cruising is gonna be winning the showdown for me. Another plus about river cruising is that you do have fantastic food, and when I say fantastic food, one of the reasons that's because it's regionally. So my cruise, we went to Hungary, Austria, I'm gonna forget one, and Germany on our river cruise, and we went through so many different cities in those three countries. They tailored the cuisine to where you're going to be every day. So we may have had the Hungarian borscht, but we also had Wiener Schnitzel when we got closer to Germany. So, did I say that? I think I said that wrong. I don't think it's borscht. Oh my gosh. I'll comment below and let you know what it was. Goulash. Oh my, I was like, I'm saying that to myself, and I'm like, I don't think that's right. This is Rita-isms, peeps. Rita-isms. So, but I got, it was just amazing, all the different things and how they tailor it. They not only tailor your food, but they tailor your entertainment. So on an ocean cruise, I mean, you get lots of different variety of entertainment, but you get the same awesome variety when you are in a river cruise, because you get singers, you get dancers. There's just so many little intricacies that are so amazing, but this video is getting way too long. So let me know in the comments what the winner of your showdown would be. I'm interested to see what your take on both sides are. And like this video if you definitely liked it. And then make sure to press that red subscribe button to subscribe for more content on group cruising and things related to cruising. And I will see you next week. Bye guys, thanks for joining me.